Today we're discussing year-end reports, specifically employee reports, and the two reports I'd like to show you is our employee commissions report and some employee products invoiced. Any of these reports, you do get the option to go back and pick a date range, so it's not required that you print them for your end of year. You can preview them and put them in your year-end folder that was made and put on your server if you'd like to keep them just in case. And if you see any reports in my screen that you don't have, you may want to contact your office administrator to go through the security settings on the right-hand side to give each person proper report privileges. So the reports we're discussing today are employee reports. We have an employee commission report, AR, accounts receivable based, or employee commissions products invoiced based. So if I click on either of those and print, again, I get my date range. So if for the whole year I'm going to January 1st, it will pretend that today is December 31st. That's what the ending report would be. And I click OK. So on here I have employee commission, accounts receivable. I can pick my practice. I can pick my employees that I want to view. If I want deleted, I check that and click select all. And then if I want to do page break between employees, so each employee has a separation in there. Print product details, print sections, section totals only. If I have this checked, you see that the print product details disappeared. I'm not able to get the details if I only want the totals. Included products with a 0% commission. I wouldn't recommend that. It would just make your report extremely large. Include unpaid product section, and then when I check that option, I get the option to sort by patient name. So up to you if you want to print that as well. Your base commission on products, either gross or net. Group by category, profit center, product types, or don't group at all. And then order by product name or code, and then selecting your categories. So including any deleted, so throughout the year if you got rid of anything, I would check those just so that you had a full report, and select all. And if I preview, so on here it shows for Dr. Dan, each of his categories, the gross total of the categories, and then if he had any permission or percentage commission, what the calculations would be. Same thing for Dr. Lisa. Then it has report totals paid for and not paid for, so it'll give a separation of what's been paid or not. And if I cancel out of that one, I'm going to get the print options for the commission products based. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the one practice. I'm going to uncheck active only, select all, page break between employees, print section totals only, 0 commission, gross or net again, group by and order by, and then product categories. So I'm just going to select all those and hit preview. So I don't really have any on this one. Looks like most of them didn't have commission. So if I close out of here and open up our help index, and if I search reports, I get a list of all my category for reports here, and I'm just under employee reports. So I'm just going to double click on that and open it up. And then I was viewing the employee commission, AR, or products invoiced. Again, AR shows like this, so it has the ANTEC codes. If I printed the details, it would show the items, and then the gross, the percentage, and the calculation of what they got. If I go to products invoiced, same print options, and then here it shows the items specific to the patient, the gross amount, the percentage, and what the calculated commission amount is. So either way you view it, it should give you the same amount. Next report then is going to be products invoiced. So we have a few product invoice type reports for employees. We have the net, summary, product analysis, and products invoiced. So if I select them all, click print, again, I get my date range for all of them. So I'm just going to go back to the beginning of the year and pretend that this is the end of the year. Click OK. So the first one we're going to look at is employee net. Select all employees if you want, otherwise uncheck and select just one particular one. If you want to print daily totals, and if you want to print by employee groups. So if I preview this report, I don't see anything. I can bring up the help menu after and show you what the detailed information is, but it would have a separation. It'll have like the employee name listed. It separates their inventory products from their other products, so services, and then it'll give a grand total of all the items. So employee reports, employee net, and this is what the report would look like. So employee name, the inventory products, what the gross and base cost and net were, other products, gross, base cost, net, and then a combination of them for all. So that's that one. Next one is employee summary. Again, select your practice, employees, if you want to print all or not, print a page per employee, so if you're separating them, and your report using quantity or incident. So if I preview, again, mine's just a test database, so I don't have anything. If I go back to the help text and select the employee summary report, so it shows me the employee name. Rather than just services and inventory item, it breaks it down into categories. It gives you a little bit more detail than the last report. So each of the categories, the quantity sold, gross, average sale. This report then is nice. It shows you like a statistics section down in the bottom right. Total sales, total number of invoices, average sale per invoice, total number of patients. So those are kind of nice. Next report then is going to be product analysis by employee. I select the employee. If I want to print a specific product, I can click on here and pick a range. I'm going to leave it for all. You have the options to print all categories and all the employees. Looks like this database doesn't have any product types or anything like that, so it's giving me an issue. If I were to open up the help text, employee reports, product analysis by employee. So you would get a list of all your categories and then a list of all the employees and preview. And this is what it'll show. So it'll just break down yet the employee summary report just a little bit more. So the product analysis will have each category listed and then the items within the category that make up that total. So just a little bit more detail. And then the last one is going to be products invoiced by employee. So again, it's going to have a little bit more detail than the last report. So if I double click on that one, select your practice. If there's any super modes that you want to choose, your employees, date completed, entered, or performed. Like the last ones, date entered and performed will only give you stored in both as an option. If you choose by date completed, you only get invoice products. And then this report shows the employee name, the practice. So if you're multi-practice, it'll separate them. The invoice number, the client account name and number, the patient name and ID, the date entered, product name, and if I scroll over, code, quantity, price, and then again, if there's any tax, it'll just have the plus tax after it. So it just breaks it down a little bit more. So the employee analysis had category and items. This one then shows specific items and the individual patients that received those. So each report has a little bit more details than the last. If you'd like to print them, you can. You don't have to. As end of year, they allow for a date range. You can always go back and view the reports. Otherwise, you can always export them to your year-end report. That is all we have. Thanks for watching.